Wanda and Earl Bars were National Tree Farmers of the Year in 2009. They own and manage Gully Branch Farm, a tree farm located near Macon, Georgia. They bought the land in 1986 and began the hard work of implementing their forest management strategies to meet their tree farm goals. They now actively manage the land for many objectives, including timber, wildlife, aesthetics, and education.
My great-grandparents moved in this area in the late 1800s and settled in this area, and from that point on began farming and agriculture here. We have taken the opportunity to manage this forest as a sustainable tree farm and an educational outdoor classroom, which is what Wanda's specialty is, and that's what we have spent our last 25 years doing.
The Bars' long personal experiences with the land, as well as oral history, mean that they are very sensitive to landscape changes.
We're seeing signs of some type of weather changes, whether it's climate changing, we don't know what it is. Well, having been raised here as a child, I had the opportunity to come here and hunt and fish, and I remember him telling me stories about when he was a young child coming to the creek and with his friends and brothers and swimming in the creek and fishing in the creek, and I even had the opportunity to fish in the creeks. But now we don't see the water levels that we used to see. The creeks don't run year-round like they used to. We have, for the first time since the lake was built in 1986, it has not filled up to full pool, which is very concerning to us. A lot of that has to do with we just aren't getting the rains that we used to get. So I think we've seen an accumulation of years of drought. You know, trees are very resilient in that they can ward off a lot of adverse environmental factors and insects, but you know, it's a compounding effect that we've seen with several years of drought, and we're starting to see trees die that really we can't account for anything else that we've had. And it's not just a one season drought, it's multiple years of drought that we think maybe is causing trees to start dying off. I think we need to be paying attention to what's happening before our very eyes. And when we start seeing things that are uncharacteristic in the forest, for example, isolated trees dying for no apparent reason. And it's not just old trees, but it's very vigorous, young growing trees that have no apparent injury or disease or insect attack going on. So it's not just happening here. I mean, I go to seminars and meetings all over the Southeast, and I hear people talk about some of the same things. So there's something going on that we need to get our arms around and understand because our forests are an investment. And every tree that dies it costs, and it not just costs us potential income, it costs us in the ability for that tree to clean the air and the water and provide wildlife and other benefits.
When he talks about the forest, it's a broader context. It is about the wildlife. It is about recreation. It is about markets. And I'm a great believer with good science practices, we can integrate all of those things and balance those things.
The climate is expected to become more variable in the future, which will worsen existing forest threats such as drought, insect and exotic species invasions, wildfire, and intense storms. Understanding the current and potential risks to your forests from changing weather and climate is important for taking steps to protect it. With greater stressors, it will become even more important to have a healthy, resilient forest. Forest management strategies such as thinning, prescribed fire, strategic harvesting, site preparation, improved genetics, and fertilization will help you better protect your land and resources from these forest threats. Sound forest management practices, based on the latest science developments, can help prepare and protect trees from these risks and increase the forest's resilience. The Pine Integrated Network Education, Mitigation, and Adaptation Project, or PineMap, includes more than 50 research and extension specialists across the Southeast who are investigating the best ways to increase forest resiliency in southern pines.
We think the connection between extension forestry, research, and the Forestry Commission or the state agency and local communities is crucial.
For more information on the latest research on forest management in the Southeast, please go to pinemap.org or contact the Southern Regional Extension Forestry Office at contact@sref.info.